The Lord be with you, and a very warm welcome to you from all of us here at Powers Court with Kilbride. I'm sitting in absolute heat. It's wonderful if you position yourself in a place without wind and in direct sunlight. It is really beautifully warm on this lovely spring day. You're very welcome to join me for the next short while in this little square, be it morning, noon or night, at which time you are joining us. Today we have a hugely long gospel reading as we are approaching now Palm Sunday and Holy Week and all of the scriptural activities in that. We're going back to Bethany again. We're going back to the raising of Lazarus from the dead, and very boldly I had a look at this enormous scripture and I thought to myself, gosh, I wonder should I shorten it for Sunday's services, and yet one piece removed, it's not the same. Every part of that scripture is telling us something really vitally important, and it's beautiful and it's filled with hope. So I would ask for your patience today, and indeed for you to invest in this little piece of scripture and see what it might be saying to you, what God might be saying to you through it. And I also have with me a little piece that I constructed, drawing upon some of the greatest theologians that I know in present day, and their views on a few aspects of this beautiful scripture. And I've popped them into a little piece of prose, which might help us today in pulling threads as to what parts of this scripture might mean. So there we are. That's a long introduction. Let's just pause for a moment as we observe the beauty of spring in the rectory garden. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. Mary was the one who anointed the Lord with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent a message to Jesus, "Lord, he whom you love is ill." But when Jesus heard it, he said, "This illness does not lead to death. Rather, it is for God's glory, so that the Son of Man may be glorified through it." Accordingly, though Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus, after having heard Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then after this he said to the disciples, "Let us go to Judea again." The disciples said to him, "Rabbi, the Jews were just now trying to stone you, and you are going to go there again?" Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours of daylight? Those who walk during the day do not stumble, because they see the light of this world. But those who walk at night stumble, because the light is not in them." After saying this, he told them, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going there to awaken him." The disciples said to him, "Lord, if he has fallen asleep, he will be all right." Jesus, however, had been speaking about his death, but they thought that he was referring merely to sleep. Then Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus is dead. For your sake I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe. But let us go to him." Thomas, who was the twin, said to his fellow disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." When Jesus arrived, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, some 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them about their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went and met him, while Mary stayed at home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask him." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one coming into the world." When she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary and told her privately, "The teacher is here and is calling for you." And when she heard it, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come to the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. The Jews who were with her in the house consoling her saw Mary get up quickly and go out. They followed her because they thought that she was going to the tomb to weep there. When Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she knelt at his feet and said to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also weeping, he was greatly disturbed in spirit and deeply moved. He said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus began to weep. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" Then Jesus, again greatly disturbed, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, "Lord, already there is a stench, because he has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. And Jesus looked upward and said, "Father, I thank you for having heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I have said this for the sake of the crowd standing here, so that they may believe that you sent me." When he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary, had seen what Jesus did and believed in him. Rolling the stone away. The air in Bethany was thick and a stagnant weight. The scent of spilt nard and the sour breath of the cave. Martha moved first, running towards the figure on the road. "Yeshua, it's too late." She wrung her hands. "Why did you not come sooner?" I watched her human fear rise above the depth of her faith. She looked for a miracle at the end of time, while the eternal stood all the time before her. He did not come as a hero to stop the dying. He came as a brother to inhabit the grief. And Mary next, running to him and placing herself at his feet as she always did, and drawing the tears from his eyes in her own weeping. It seems in hindsight, looking back on what was to be learnt from all this, that God does not rescue us from the dark. Rather, he redeems us from within it. He does not impose catastrophe, but moves within the dark cave of our pain to restore us. Roll it away. He regarded the heavy stone as large and stubborn and immovable as the fear that believes that death is the final destination. Then he raised his face heavenward. "Father, I thank you for hearing me. I know that you always do, but I have said these things for the crowd standing here, so that they may believe you sent me." His face was a divine buoyancy, calling into the vacuum of our darkest shames, waking the Christ life that refuses to stay buried.
you.